gathered every single clone trooper LEGO has ever made and put it on a tier list. Some of them look more beautiful than my wife, and others look so terrible that I want to throw them into an incinerator. Some of these were pretty controversial. We got the 41st clone trooper. He's really cool looking. Look at his visor, guys. Any visor that is any color other than black, I instantly think of my profile picture. We'll put him in B tier. We're gonna have to be really harsh, guys, because there's some real bangers in here. The 501st clone trooper, you really can't go wrong with this minifig. Although it's not as good as the old one. I mean, it's grown on me a lot, but I don't know, guys. How do you feel about the 501st clone trooper? B tier, not good, but not bad. I could agree with that. This is gonna be a little bit controversial, guys. All right, let's move on to the... Okay, I should explain this. Honestly, this is a bit overrated. The 501st Battle Pack, it's a great set, and it has great minifigures, but the 501st Clone Trooper, it's just not as good as people are making it look. The 501st Jet Trooper, oh my gosh, the helmet is just a beauty. Unfortunately, though, it's not as good for army building. I'm probably gonna put it right next to the 501st Clone. A, S tier, C tier. Okay, it's a bit more rare, but you can't army build with it as much. I feel like it's about the same as the 501st Clone. A, oh my gosh, that's too high. B tier, I might consider it. Void Pet Child agrees with me, so I'm just gonna leave it in C. Phase 1 clone. Is this a commander or a pilot? This must be a pilot. Probably the most hated clone trooper on shelves right now. S tier clone. I really love... I don't know, man. I gotta put it in D. If there was an F tier, he'd be down there. He's not even good for army building. You literally only want like one in your collection. I'm gonna change my opinion right here. I've just come to a revelation. This is actually an overhated minifigure. People tend to really not like him just because he's in so many sets. He's too easy to get. But honestly, if I can pick this guy up for like $5 right now, I'm gonna take it, dude. Maybe he is overhated. I'm gonna put him in C. You gotta compensate for the people who are like, this guy, absolute dog water, absolute trash. Maybe he's better than you guys are thinking he is. 2020 Phase 1 clone. This guy's really clean. The helmet is the same as the realistic style, except for some little marks on the side. Look at the torso and legs. Those are so clean. I think I probably like the 2020 style a lot more than most people do. I'm gonna just put this straight into A tier. I think it's underrated. People are like, I would prefer a realistic style over it. I would say yes, it is better, but people still don't give it enough credit for how good of a minifigure it is. Look at this clone. Who wouldn't want this in their army? You can army build these infinitely. Airborne 187th Trooper. This guy's really snazzy, but I don't have him in person. Maybe I don't have the right to speak upon this minifigure, but he looks really solid. Airborne troopers are sick. Look at that insanely cool helmet, guys. Also, the printing around the whole figure is just fantastic. He looks just like a really solid figure. I think I'm gonna put him probably in B tier. Although army building factor, it's like not the best, but it looks really solid. You could probably army build airborne troopers more than commanders. This one is A. I'll just keep it at B. This seems to be a good compromise. Regular grunt 187th. You could army build these pretty decently. You also don't really see these guys in canon. So do you really want to army build these guys? They're not as cool as the airborne trooper in my opinion. S tier? A tier? You guys think a lot higher than I was thinking. I'll put them in C. Right here is like the average because it's right in the middle. This is gonna start some interesting conversations. The 212 2022 style. Other than the helmet, it looks really solid, but let's be honest, the helmet, it freaking sucks. Anyone who actually loves this helmet is probably like delusional or something. I don't understand why LEGO put the hole right here. Why wouldn't you put it right here, right in this spot? This is the perfect spot, but yet they put it a little bit above it, and it's so triggering. But other than that, look at the printing. They even printed on the top of the hips. That is really cool. Army building factor, great. This is great for army building. They're featured a lot in the Clone Wars. If you're a big Clone Wars fan, you'll really love this minifigure, and you'll probably want to have a lot of them in your army. Only problem is it comes in a really expensive set, but there are 3 in that set. I can forgive the helmet and put it in B. I made a music video for this guy, Phase 2 Cody. Before we even discuss anything, I'm gonna put him right into S tier. We asked for him, we received him. There is only one thing wrong with this minifigure. The helmet hole is drilled in the freaking wrong spot. But I can forgive LEGO for that because they freaking made a Phase 2 Cody. They even put the right color arms on him. We got some Cody fans in the chat. We should have got him earlier though. Imagine if we would have got him in realistic style with the 212 battle pack as well. That would be so cool. We got the Clone Gunner, the 2022 version. He's battle damage compared to the old Clone Gunner, the realistic style. I favor that one a little bit more, but this is still a really solid figure. There's something a little bit off about the helmet, if I'm being honest, besides the helmet hole. I don't really know what that is. I might need your help for this, guys. I'm thinking B tier or C tier. Okay, I see a lot of B's in the chat. We're gonna put him in B. Phase 1 Rex. The nostalgia. Oh my gosh. They even made a custom face for him. Isn't that cool? I really wanted him when I was little, but I didn't have enough money for the set he came in. It feels bad, man. This guy is going for a lot on Bricklink, right? How much does he go for? I would hesitate to put him in S tier. I would maybe put him in A tier because Cody has to remain at the top. I think Cody is a little bit better. Animated style pilot clone. I wish I had a full minifig of this. I have the torso. Yeah, I don't know. This guy's pretty solid. Not the best for army building, but it's nice to have like 1 or 2 in your collection. When I think of clones that I really like, this one does not come to mind. It's a good clone, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't stand out very much. B, A, I don't know, man. I might put it a little bit lower. I might put it in C. It's pretty average in my opinion. Possibly in B, but not really any higher than that. I'd put him in A due to being a big part of the early years of the Clone Wars. Yeah, that is definitely a factor. Nostalgia, definitely. But for me, I'm not feeling it. Animated phase 1 clone trooper. Everyone remembers this guy from their childhood. The problem is, I think he's a bit overrated. Guys, look at the printing on here. Not detailed. Like printing, non-existent. The helmet, nostalgic, but is it really good? I don't know, man. I gotta challenge what society is thinking of this clone. I see you guys are spamming S, but I'm sorry. He has to go in D tier. I have to be a deviant in society. No one has the guts to do it, so I'm gonna do it. I don't think this has ever happened before. Everyone's always been like, oh, S tier, guys. Oh, no doubt about it. No. Guys, you have to look at the printing. Look at this. It's so undetailed. It's so outdated. The nostalgia factor, it is very, very nostalgic. Great for army building, but just for the sake of everyone just saying this clone is the best ever, I just have to deviate. Also, the OG clones probably have better printing, and the OG clones were made before these guys. I don't want to see L Micahs in the chat, guys. Okay, now you guys are gonna spam it, but phase 1 Cody. He has a pauldron. He has waist cape. I've probably triggered some of you guys from saying waist cape instead of comma. Look at this guy. He's so good looking. No, he doesn't have printing on the legs. I will forgive that because he has like a pauldron and stuff. His helmet printing is actually pretty darn good for the time. They added a lot of detail to it. C tier. Now everyone's challenging me. I seem to be the only one siding with Micah on this. W Micah. Whoa, there we go. A tier. Yeah, this is probably an A tier. Next up is your favorite commander who killed fives. The one and the only Commander Fox. He looks sick, but I think everyone hates this guy. Am I wrong? Does everyone hate Fox? I will actually let chat decide. What does Fox deserve? B or D? D, B, S. Okay. Although he is a really snazzy fig. Okay, he is. I'm not gonna doubt that. We got a bunch of D's. You got a B. This is pretty balanced, guys. 2 more people saying B. Okay, guys, we'll put him in B. Phase 1 Commander Greed. Look at this torso print. Holy crap, that is sick. I think that's the first time we've got like a sash kind of thing printed on the torso of a clone minifigure. This looks absolutely incredible. Other than that, nothing special. I'm gonna put him in C. If I didn't own him, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is epic. I think people think he's better than he actually is. Everyone is hating me right now. You guys hate me so much. For the time, great minifig, definitely. But I think he's overhyped, so I'm gonna put him in C. Actually, you know what? He's about average. I'll put him in B, just so I can satisfy you guys. Commander Wolf, the only version of Commander Wolf we have ever gotten. This minifig looks sick, but I would rather have a phase 2 Commander Wolf, if I'm being honest. Does anyone else want a phase 2 Wolf? He looks really solid, especially for the time, and he's worth a lot on Bricklink. Although, if I had the choice to buy this guy or like 100 OG clones, I'd pick the OG clones. I think he's a little bit overhyped. For the time, this is an epic minifig, and it's the only Commander Wolf we've ever got, but I'm just not feeling it. I might be willing to put him in A, but I'm probably gonna actually put him in B. He's a bit overhyped. I want phase 2 Commander Wolf, yes, KW base. Look at that head print. That is fantastic, actually. But is it enough for me to put it up any farther? Maybe I'll put it in B. You got me with the head print, or I'll put it in A. Jeez. Did I say B? Animated phase 1 Wolfpack Trooper. I like how for the Wolfpack Troopers and for Commander Wolf, they printed on the sand blue legs. I think he comes with a jetpack too. I'm just not feeling the phase 1. I really like phase 2 more. I'm gonna put him probably in B. Phase 2 animated style 212th Trooper. And this guy actually is yellow, I think. A lot of people like this guy. I think it's probably like a $15 figure in the US. Best clone is Commander Fox. Yikes, you might not want to look at the tier list then when we go back to it. These are overrated. I agree, Own. I just don't like the animated style as much. I don't feel like this is good for army building at all. I'll put it in C. It's just like subpar in my opinion. I don't completely understand why it's worth so much. It only came in one set, I guess. A unique version of the 212 Trooper. It's like you're just buying it for the exclusivity, I guess. The Phase 2 501st Clone Pilot. This guy has a really cool helmet. His torso is really cool as well. No leg printing. He's a pretty cool figure, but honestly, I'm not really feeling like I want to build an army of this guy. I just maybe would want one in my army and that's it. Maybe at C. Take away his helmet and it's just like a pretty average minifig. Animated Phase 2 501st Clone Trooper. This is the better 501st clone. Aesthetics of the figure is just really nice. It actually has the blue arms. I kind of prefer that. Some people really love the blue arms, but I'm like, yeah, nice touch. Thank you, Lego. Torso is really nice. They actually have leg printing on an animated clone trooper. That means it's an actual good figure. I really have some nostalgia toward this guy, so I'm probably gonna put him in B, just one above the other 501st Trooper. Phase 2 Captain Rex. Everyone loves this minifig. Except for me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I don't like it as much as everyone else. The helmet, super solid. And the torso, they even added like stains and stuff. He has a pauldron on the side of him right here. He has like a waist cape slash comma, whatever you want to call it. Don't cancel me. He actually has printed legs. And on top of that, he also has blue arms. I gotta challenge society again, guys. Should I put Rex in D tier? I could get canceled for this. Guys, is this a D tier minifig? I think it's about time we post a poll. 50% yes, 50% no. Oh my gosh, it's so close. It's so close. Ending the poll. Oh my gosh. 43% of you guys said no. 56% of you guys said yes. Rex, D tier. We're challenging the norm of society, guys. Feels so good to be a deviant. The only shock trooper that we've ever gotten. I think this goes for a lot on Bricklink as well, and I actually will not challenge this. I think this is a pretty darn good minifigure. F tier, oh my gosh, dude. Probably A tier. I don't prefer animated. My favorite style is realistic, but 2020 style is also growing on me. The Phase 2 Wolfpack Trooper. This guy has a really cool torso. Something about the torso just looks really clean to me. It actually has leg printing. The helmet, pretty darn cool. It is animated style. I kind of want to dock it a little bit for that. I think this is a solid A tier minifigure. I think it belongs right next to the Shock Trooper. The Arc Trooper, I think he's based off of like a named character. Terrible for army building. Do you really want an army of Arc Troopers? I don't. The helmet looks really wonky. I hope they remake the Arc Trooper and make a better helmet for him. It's just not good. S tier? I'm not sure, man. It looks like a lot of you guys are saying S. I'm putting him in C. Horn Company ARF Trooper. I love the helmets of the ARF Troopers. No like printing. Cringe. Is it really good? Not really. I'm gonna put it in C. It's okay. We will be looking at another ARF Trooper that I kind of like. The Rancor Company, I want to say, ARF Trooper. This guy actually is a lot cooler in my opinion. It could be just purely the arms. His helmet is a little bit more cool as well. They just added slightly more detail to it and it looks a little bit better. I would put this guy probably in B tier. You guys are gonna kill me for this, but I actually really hate this guy. Commander Neo, absolutely hate him. No, I'm kidding. I would have to say though, he's just a Bark Trooper. He's not Commander Neo. That's what he's called in the set. He's just a Bark Trooper, guys. I really love this guy. I have 3 of them in person. He looks so cool, man. I hope Lego makes another Bark Trooper. I was about to unsubscribe. High A for me. I could actually do A for this guy as well. In fact, I am gonna put him in A. The Bomb Squad clone. He's a bit underrated. People are like, I'm gonna sell this clone for $5. And I'm like, $5? That's so worth it. I could build an army of these guys. Although, would I rather have an army of these guys or grunt clones? It's cool to have a few of them in your army, but you don't want to buy them in bulk, right? Although, they are clones, so I would just buy them in bulk anyway. I don't really know how I feel about this clone, so I'm probably just gonna put them in like B or C. I'm gonna let you decide, guys. Oh crap. No, OBS, please reconnect. We're back. OBS doesn't like your tier list. Yeah, OBS doesn't like my tier list, Saber. C? We'll put it in C. The Geonosis Airborne Trooper. I really love Airborne Troopers. This guy has a super sick torso print. Like printing, pretty cool as well. He's realistic style. Realistic style is the good style. Maybe C tier, I would say. S tier? Oh geez. Will says F. You know what? I'll put him in F. Sorry, we don't have an F tier. Get you baited, Will. The non-trolls, aka not Will, they're putting him pretty high, so I might actually put him in B. The 212th Airborne Clone Trooper. This is the 2020 style. This is probably the best Airborne Trooper we have ever gotten. Awesome torso print. He even has printing right here, guys, on the hips. That is sick. He has a nice little comma, nice leg printing, honestly. I think he blends really well with the 2020 style. The helmet, I think it's the same as the one that came in the 212th battle pack. Correct me if I'm wrong. A tier, A, D. I could put him in A tier. Wait, D? That didn't even register. I'll put him in A tier. Yeah, dude, the helmet is exactly the same on this guy. 212th Airborne Trooper. Also really cool fig, but compared to the other one, the printing just isn't quite as good. So Airborne Troopers actually look better in 2020 style. I don't feel like putting it in the same place. I might put it one lower, probably in B tier. B tier is about average. Do you guys think B tier? Who am I kidding? I don't care, guys. This is my opinion, not yours. The normal Geonosis Clone Trooper. Realistic style, very epic. There's really not much to say about this guy. I might place it in the same spot as the Airborne version because I kind of feel the same way about both of them. I'm like asking for opinions, then not listening. Hold up, can we wait for a second? Why is the 501st Clone Pilot so low? What the heck? It's because it sucks. I'm gonna put this guy right in B. The tier list is expanding. The Horn Company Clone Trooper. He has some pretty cool printing on the torso, cool printing on the helmet, pretty decent printing on the legs. A good figure for the time, but I don't really want to build an army of any of these guys. I would trade them for like another freaking like Commander Cody or something, even though I have one of them already. Probably D tier. Horn Company, kind of trash. What is the Jet Trooper doing here? We already ranked him. We put him in C. We'll put him right next to the other Jet Trooper. Interesting. This Jet Trooper is basically a copy paste of this clone that is conveniently in D tier, except it has a jetpack. I like the jetpack, but is he really that special? I'm just gonna put him in D tier right next to the other clone that looks exactly like him except without a jetpack. Now we're moving on to some clones that are a bit underrated in my opinion. Let's start with the OG Kashyyyk Scout Trooper. Oh my gosh, actually a lot of people like this guy, and I agree, it's a great figure. This is the same mold as the Scout Trooper helmet. Look how it's a different color. It's sand green. Isn't that sick, guys? Look at this torso print. I think it was a good print for the time. Oh my gosh, I never realized this guy. They printed on the top part of the hip. What the heck? This is the first time I've ever seen this. Why are you saying F? Oh, that's only Will. This is an A tier figure. Solid A tier. So close to an S tier. This is a phase 1 OG clone. Look at that face. Honestly, Lego messed up the printing for this specific one that this is a picture of. The thing about open visor helmets is that you can swap out the head and you can make it any color you want. It's so cool. Why doesn't Lego do this anymore? The printing wasn't the best back in the day for the OGP1, but the concept of the open visor is so freaking cool. Also, torso printing literally looks almost exactly the same as the realistic style, which is everyone's favorite. No leg printing because it was made back in the day. Back in the day, we didn't have leg printing. Definitely one of the S tier minifigures. F, nah, dude. D, no, I do not accept that. You cannot bully my favorite minifigures. That is illegal. This is like an OG clone, except it's like a different variant. This was made in what, 2008, so it's slightly updated from the normal OG clones. This torso is completely exclusive to that one set, and it is very bold looking, which I really love the distinct look. Obviously, open visor, that's so cool. You can literally swap out the head, very customizable, no question about it. I'm not gonna let you guys bully me into putting it into freaking Z tier, like Will is saying. Z tier, that's not even a thing. This only goes down to D. What are you talking about? We're putting it in S. Don't even freaking listen to Will, guys. At this point, I should unmod Will and block him from the channel. No, I'm kidding. We're best buds. OG phase 2 clone. This is the best Lego minifigure of all time. Why? Because of this clean look. And because it's my profile picture. Look at this clean looking helmet. Let me show you guys how many of these guys I have, just to show how much I love these. One bag, we got 2 bags. I have at least 100 of these guys in total. The best thing you can do to these clones is take off their helmet and replace the black head with this exact head. You can shine a flashlight behind it and it looks so freaking cool. It shines out blue light. That's the best financial decision you will make in your entire life. It's a freaking underrated minifigure. We are putting an S, no doubt about it. OG phase 2 41st Clone Trooper. Absolutely incredible minifigure. I think I only have one of these guys. Oh wait, we got 2 of them? Oh heck yeah. This minifig is so freaking cool. S tier. Z tier. Are you freaking kidding me? S tier, yes, you love to see it, guys. If you say D tier, I'm gonna like be personally offended and I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. This guy goes in S tier. OG recon trooper, open visor helmet, and it's phase 2. The OG style plus phase 2 is just the best. You get the recon symbol on the torso and on the helmet. Also, for you guys who don't know a lot about this minifigure, it actually has a little red mark right here on the torso. I love this minifigure. What do you guys think? A, pretty base. Becky is super jealous at you. We'll let Becky vote on this. Say what you think this clone should be placed in. What do you think?
S tier, please.
Yes, let's go, dude. She said S tier. Becky said it. It's going in S tier. Phase 2 aerial trooper is literally an OG clone with the jetpack on the back. And it's a cool looking jetpack. Obviously S tier. This guy's just legendary. OG clone plus jetpack. The price is a little bit higher on this thing though. Probably 15 or 20 bucks for this one minifigure. OG phase 2 clone pilot. The worst OG clone. Let's be honest. He might be A tier. I might be willing to put him in B tier. Z Infinity, maybe not that low, Will. B tier? Oh my gosh, B tier is maybe a little more generous. Okay, you guys are putting him really low, but I'm gonna put him in B tier because he's an OG clone. He deserves to be treated better. Next OG clone is the Shock Trooper. He has black hips. His printing actually is really good for the time. His helmet printing is fantastic. His torso printing, I love the colors on it. I really like this minifig. You think he's better than the Arc? I was not much of a fan of the Arc to begin with. S tier. He looks really solid. Now we have the same clone except he has white hips instead. I don't like the white hips quite as much, so I'm just gonna put him in A. Starcore Trooper with the pauldron. Also has like a strap on this side and the pauldron added onto it, especially back in the day. That's just so cool. The pauldron, very well done. I have a few of these clones. That's my favorite trooper. Absolutely base zoner. Thank you. You validated me putting him in S tier. It's the Starcore Trooper, but without a pauldron. A lot of people really like him above like the normal OG clones, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like him quite as much. I'm probably gonna put him in A because he's still an absolutely fantastic minifig. OG clone. He's still part of the gang, but he's not up in the ranks. This one is A for sure. All right, you're actually all in agreement for once. The phase 1 clone gunner. The main attraction to me is the torso. He's a really unique variant. I probably put him at a solid B. He's not the best, but pretty darn solid minifig. Let's say you had like 100 clones in your army. 5 of them could be this guy. It's the 332nd Trooper. I don't think there's a single person on the planet who doesn't like him. What do you guys think? S tier? A tier? Tyler says C. It averages about around an A. We'll put him in A. Clone pilot from the Arc 170. This guy has a really cool helmet. This is the cooler variant in my opinion. I wouldn't want to build an army of him. I don't think it's anything special. I'd put it in C, possibly D. You know what? I'll put it in C because the next figure is a bit worse in my opinion. The other version of the Arc 170 pilot, I think he's a little bit easier to get. So the value, in my opinion, is just a little bit less for this minifig. I just don't like this guy as much as the other one. I dislike this guy more. I'm gonna put him in D. Realistic phase 1 with leg printing. Absolutely gorgeous minifigure. I don't know. I'm just kind of speechless just looking at it. Like, what can you say? Do I put him in A or S tier? I might just put him in A. Imagine the clone that we just looked at before, except he has a big nerf, and that nerf is the legs. Look at those plain legs. A tier below the other one, just because he doesn't have leg printing. The realistic phase 1 clone pilot. The other clone pilot is in C tier. We should put this one at least 1 tier above it. We'll put it right in B. The realistic phase 1 clone captain. Look at his helmet print. That is sick. The visor is silver. It seems like you guys want him in A tier. I'll put him in A tier. This is the realistic style commander, even though he looks much better in a realistic style and he's much more rare. I'm scarred by this guy. I cannot unsee this. Yeah, he's in C tier. I'm gonna put him in B tier. He's going a tier above him because he's better, but I still am mentally scarred. Clone Lieutenant. Blue is one of my favorite colors. Lieutenants just look so freaking sleek. Blue is just a very professional color. If I had an office job, just walk in with a Clone Lieutenant uniform, I'd be fine, man. I would not get fired. In fact, I'd probably get a promotion. I won't go as high as S tier, but A tier seems pretty respectable. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in A tier. He's right next to, what is this? The commander. Wait, no, captain. This is a captain, right? Phase 1 Clone Trooper Sergeant. I think they're more common, easier to get because they came in a smaller set. The colors, I'm not really feeling it, and they're lower rank. Doesn't feel special, but since they're a lower rank, they're also better for army building. You know what? I'm gonna put it in C because I feel like it belongs next to the 501st 2020 style troopers. Phase 2 True 12 Trooper. This is the realistic style. style, which is the better style, because it doesn't have the stupid helmet holes in the wrong spot, because it doesn't have helmet holes at all. Lego, you didn't have to add helmet holes to minifigures that don't really need accessories, unless you're gonna do it right. If you're gonna do it right, then yeah, go for it. I wish I had more money back in the day when the set was out. I was only able to buy one set. The battle pack he came in came with 2 of these guys, as well as 2 airborne troopers. The army building capabilities with this guy is limitless. I'm gonna put him all the way up in S tier. Realistic phase 2 clone gunner. I mentioned before that this guy was better than the 2020 version. Gunners fit better in the realistic style, in my opinion. I don't know, I guess they're more rough and tough looking. He's probably gonna go in A tier. What do you guys think? B tier, he is very rare. You guys are probably right. I'm gonna put him right in B tier. Bro, what the heck is this guy? Arc 170. I don't even give a crap what this guy is. He looks so bad. Put him in D tier. What even is this guy? D tier. Look at that dumb face. D tier. What the heck? What are these guys? They aren't even clone troopers. NPC figure. Yeah, exactly. B? No, dude, I'm not gonna put him that high. These guys do not even belong in the clone category. They are so dumb looking. This is the same printing, or very similar printing to the OG style clone trooper, even though I think it was made way after it. They made absolutely no improvements to it. Realistic phase 2 clone. This guy is so legendary. He's so good for army building and so hard to get that it's a perfect balance of I really want this minifigure. You know what, guys? He belongs with the boys up in S tier. He's part of the boys, guys, because he's just such an iconic figure that Lego did not make enough of. Everyone is saying S. Commander Gree, very cool minifigure, but I do not own him. I'm gonna let you guys decide this, except I'm gonna say you can't put him in S tier. I'm gonna put a cap on that. He's not good for army building. I guess that's my excuse. S, I just said you can't put him in S. What are you guys doing? B? A? Looks like A is so far winning. Okay, a lot of people are saying A. I'm probably gonna just put him in A. Phase 2 Gree, very cool looking. I love his helmet. Not good for army building, but he's a cool commander. There are 2 versions of the Phase 2 Gree, but since they're kind of similar, I think they're just both gonna be in the same tier anyway. So it's just easier just to rank them both at A. What the heck is this guy? How did he even end up on the list? This is a freaking Santa clone. Did he come in an advent calendar? He looks so happy to be in the Santa hat, guys. My face when someone else opens my Christmas present and claims it's theirs or something. Greatest clone ever. He's hilariously good or hilariously bad. You cannot go in between. POV a clone is called Stormtrooper. Oh my gosh, I zoomed in way too far. Looks like everyone's saying S tier. He's such a freaking funny clone that he belongs with the boys in S tier. 41st Elite Corps. Look at that visor, dude. I'm gonna be honest, the helmet is a little bit wonky. When I first bought this figure, I was like, ooh, I don't know about the helmet. And then it kind of grew on me. Great for army building because there's thousands of them on Kashyyyk. They even have printing on the upper part of the hip. D, S, A, D, B. Oh my gosh, scattered results. I think it belongs in B tier, although it is slightly better than this guy, but I don't think I can put it a tier up because I don't think he belongs with some of the OGs. I think the OG version is much better. Shadow ARF Trooper. This guy is extremely rare. He came in a poly bag. It costs a lot of money. I think he goes for like hundreds of bucks. Since it's printed on a different color, that just makes it so much cooler. ARF Troopers are just freaking cool. It's really simple. It doesn't even have like printing. It's simple, but good. I see a lot of you guys saying S tier. I wouldn't quite put it in S tier because I think it is slightly overrated, but I'm gonna put it in A tier. These last 2, they have Stormtrooper helmets, but I think they're technically clone troopers. But he has a nice pauldron. Very cool printing. He has a blue Stormtrooper helmet, which is really unique. They printed right on this piece again. I wish they did that more. Why is Micah looking down there? What do you mean looking down? Are you saying because I zoomed in here? No, man. Do not set me up like that. I'm looking at the freaking printing, guys. Dude, there's nothing down here anyway, guys. It's armor. It's like if I were looking at someone's armor on their legs or on their waist, like, oh, that's a sick utility belt, man. That is a weird compliment. Maybe you guys have a point. I think I'm just gonna put him in B tier. Special Forces Commander. Also has printing on the waist. Looks futuristic. Honestly, I think this guy is slightly worse than this guy. I'm gonna put him in C tier. Your case isn't getting better, Micah. Oh my gosh. What's so sus about looking at a clone trooper's hips? Oh, wait. A Lego clone trooper's hips. Oh, crap. ARC Trooper to A, please. I think I'm gonna move the ARC Trooper to B. Get debated. I'm gonna move it to D. I am here with Republic Studs, and we are rating the new clones from the new 501st Battle Pack.
This is the craziest battle pack I have ever seen. I kind of like these a lot. The 501st Heavy Trooper. Minor disappointment, they don't come with that big, like, heavy gun where it's like... It could have been better. It comes with a backpack tile, so it's like the actual Republic backpack. The visor was well well done. The hole placement is actually appropriate and good for this one. And the torso print's alright.
I love the torso print. As for like all of the helmet holes, you gotta take that into account as well. It's kind of in a weird spot, but it works with the visor, so I feel like that's fine. Like you said with the blaster, completely agree. Other than that, I don't know, it looks pretty cool.
I give him a B tier.
I think I put the normal 501st Trooper in C tier.
Okay, then he's C tier.
It's up to you though. Do you think it's better or the same or worse?
It should have been a regular 501st Trooper or another variant of Trooper. There should not be two of them. Definitely not D tier. And I think you underrated the 501st Trooper, but that's a different story. I think it's C tier is fair then.
So we're putting everything lower since I put the 501st really low.
The 501st Officer. Unpopular opinion, but I really like this one. Visor antenna piece that's misleading. I don't like that, but it is a really good minifigure in my opinion. The helmet is a little different from the heavy one. I like the design of them in general.
I actually completely agree with you, Studs, and I specifically like this minifig because of the legs. Look at the epic leg printing, dude. You even got the printing on the upper part of the hip. Oh my gosh, that is epic.
It is the stuff of legends. It's a solid battle pack. It has its flaws,
dude.
but it's solid.
Definitely. What would you rate this guy?
I'd rate him above the heavy trooper.
That would probably be a B. Do we want to put him a whole tier above him?
Oh, definitely. Like, he's definitely above a B.
B is a good place for him.
501st Specialist clone. On an individual level, it's nice. First off, for the first time, they actually give him blue arm printing, or just a blue arms altogether. The sniper they give him, kind of alright. We also have the first ever introduction to, macro binoculars. That's never been seen in LEGO like that before. The whole placement actually works out really well for this particular visor. I think it's alright. The torso has some special marks on it. I'd put it on par, a little like above the heavy, but it wouldn't say it's on par with the officer. Maybe like top tier of C. The visor still is missing a little bit. It should have been dual molded with a little line.
I was gonna put it up in B tier because of the visor, but now that you said that, maybe the visor, since it's not quite as it should be, I do agree it should be in C, because that's literally the only part that stands out to me for this minifig. Even though it has blue arms, I didn't even notice that because, whoa, it's like it's a visor. The visor's the eye-catching part.
Oh, definitely. If that had that line, it would be one of the best battle pack figures of all time. It's just shy of being perfect. It was close, but it's not going to be there now, which is sad.
Yeah, they have the mold, but not the print.
Kind of lame.
So we're going C tier then?
Yeah, I go C tier. Maybe the heavy's actually better than that.
I mean, if they're so close together and you're like, maybe one's better, I think they should be good in the same tier.
Yeah, I agree. Subscribe to MicahNike.
Here's another tier list where I rated every single battle pack ever made. I think you'll like it because there's lots of clones in it. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna throw this ARC 170 pilot into an incinerator.